tonight, the big guy.
Wendel Clark from the Toronto Maple Leafs. And what are we going to talk about?
Anything the big guy wants to talk about. That's right. We've been looking forward to having this guy on the show ever since we started back in 1935. And we finally got him tonight. And Marty, why don't you fill the folks in at home a bit about his background?
I'll do that, John. Wendel personifies what the game of hockey is all about, especially to the folks like us who live in near northern Ontario. Wendel's 5'11", or according to the press book, tips the scales at 194. Still look that way. And he hits opponents like a cruise missile, which everybody in the NHL knows by now. Although he wasn't born in Muskoka, he still turned out to be a pretty good guy.
Yeah,
he was actually a Westerner. He was born in Kelvington, Saskatchewan in 1966, October 25th, which would make you about just turned 34. 24.
My hairline's going back. I don't know that far.
Makes Marty a mathematician. Yeah.
Wendel played junior hockey with the Saskatoon Blades of the WHL, starting in '83 and finishing off back in 1985 when he was drafted first overall in the NHL. In his minor hockey days, he played a total of 139 games, scored 58 goals.
Not bad.
Yep. 103 assists.
Even better.
For a total point record of 161 points in 139 games.
Very impressive.
And on top of that, somewhere along the line, he managed to pick up 485 minutes in penalties.
The best.
John, what happened then?
Well, this is where the story really got interesting. The big time came. Shot with the once and future great Toronto Maple Leafs of the NHL, Wendel fit in perfectly with what the Leafs wanted. He brought in great playmaking abilities. In fact, he established a Leaf rookie scoring record of 34 goals, which also happened to be the best on the team that year. He picked up 227 minutes in penalties in 66 games, even better than junior, so that's pretty impressive. And then he won a slew of hockey awards. In junior, he was selected the Western Hockey League's top defenseman. He won the Sporting News Rookie of the Year, as selected by the NHL players. The Hockey News Rookie of the Year, as selected by the fans, and was a highly debatable runner-up in the Calder Trophy for Rookie of the Year. Should have had that.
That's the media.
Yeah. Morons in the media said no, didn't get it. But in spite of winning all these hockey awards, by far the proudest accomplishment that Wendel has is that he's a first cousin of ex-Leaf Barry Melrose, and he's quite proud of that. Wendel, welcome to SportsDen.
Thank you.
You were a defenseman while playing junior in Saskatoon. How difficult was the transition to go to forward after that?
Actually, the transition wasn't that bad. I played, I guess, a little forward in the World Junior Tournament before, at the end of my second year junior, we went to Europe. They moved me to forward there. And so then I basically had an idea that I would be moving to forward once I was drafted to Toronto. And it's been not too bad. It's easier, I think, going from defense to forward than it is from forward to defense.
Yeah.
What was the reason behind that, Wendel, from switching?
I don't know. I guess they wanted a forward instead of a defenseman once they got me drafted.
That makes sense.
I don't know, but they figured that I could. I guess from what they've seen at the World Junior, they figured I could make an all right forward, and so far I've been there for 6 years.
Right, Wendel, you've also been involved in the odd scrap in the NHL. As your knuckles will attest to. Yeah. Who's been the toughest guy you've been against?
Everybody, I think, or every team has a lot of tough players. There's no real, I don't think, one tough guy, but anybody can show up any night and give anybody a battle.
No one that stood out in your mind from people you've swung your mitts at?
Everybody's done well. You got your tough guys over there, Proberts, your Ben Wilsons, Rick Tockett's. There's
Ben Wilson, I remember that one.
A whole slew of
Tockett was a good one, yeah.
Tockett was good. That was the one Barry Hammond was talking about.
Wendel, you seem to have overcome finally, hopefully anyway, the nagging back injuries that have bothered you the last couple of years. What kind of a conditioning program were you on over the summer to start for the season, to prepare for this?
Well, basically it's been 3 years of therapy. We do it year-round, summer and winter, and basically we just work on it every day, trying to get healthier. And as far as condition, we just make sure we're as in shape as we can be, and we just work every day on trying to be able to do a little more all the time. And it's a slow process. It's taken 3 years to get where I am now. I still have a ways to go, but we can play every day and practice every day, and that's the farthest I've been in 3 years, so it's positive.
So if with you, it's not a half a year thing. You work at it 365 days a year.
Yeah, we have to work on it every day, and that's the only way we're going to get progress. Early in my back injury when I first started, we took rest, and it wasn't helping out. We've tried a lot of things. In the last 2 years, I've had a therapist who's now our head trainer, and he's been the best thing. He's got me to where I am today.
How many days per week do you train in the off season to get ready?
Well, basically, I think you take a month off at the end of the year, once the year is finished, to regroup and relax and take some time. And then after that, you train every day.
Every day?
Well, 5-6 days a week. Some of them harder than other days, and when you get into August, a month before training camp, then you really push yourself.
Heavy on the weights as well, or mainly running and aerobics?
No, basically just a lot of bike, Stairmaster. I don't do any weights until maybe August, and I don't do a lot of weights.
No? How come?
I don't know. Doesn't really need them, I guess. As long as you're strong enough and in good enough shape, I think a big part of strength in hockey is balance on the ice, not so much sheer power.
Can you work for balance at all? Is there anything
No,
you can practice?
I think balance and stuff like that is almost God-given. You can't really work on it other than just keep yourself in great physical shape.
Work hard.
Wendell, when you were a kid growing up in Kelvington, Saskatchewan, how big is Kelvington?
Kelvington's 1,000 people.
1,000 people. Who are your biggest influences as far as hockey?
As far as hockey went, I guess my parents would have been the biggest influence because we worked. They had us working every day, whether we were practicing with the team or public skating. We always had to work with my mom before we were on the ice, before we were allowed to public skate with the rest of the kids, or for in practice. I guess there was other coaches that helped us along the way. Just local people that knew hockey and wanted to help out.
So where did you play before you went to Saskatoon? Did you just stay in Kelvington?
I played in Kelvington up till the age of 14, and when I was 13, 14, I played hockey in Yorkton, Saskatchewan as well, which is 100 miles from Kelvington. So I played in Yorkton and in Kelvington for 2 years. And then when I was 15, 16, went to Notre Dame at college.
Oh, right. Which is a very good
Brian
hockey
Kern and
program.
Russ Cordnall have all been there. I went there for 2 years before junior.
Who were your hockey idols when you were a kid?
Like I guess Barry Morrow, as you guys mentioned, he was the guy that played the National Hockey League when we came out. I guess when we were coming up, Joey Kosher and myself
Joey's
would come out
another
the
cousin of yours?
same time. My older brother played junior, and we never really had hockey idols as in the National Hockey League. I think we looked up when we were kids in minor hockey. We looked up to our senior hockey players in the small town because that's, other than the Saturday night game, that's all we've seen.
Right.
And usually we were at the rink that Saturday night watching whatever was happening at the rink.
Sure.
Well, I want to know when, now we're back to the NHL, we'll jump up from junior again. When do you meet this Soviet guy who clipped your knee last year? When's that game coming up?
I haven't a clue.
Yeah, right.
No, you can't do anything. You guys build it up here, build it up again. It's that's something that happened. It's a knee injury. It comes along. You can't do anything about that. That's
So it's water under the bridge,
Oh yeah,
buddies?
no, you're never buddies. Like you're not when you're on the ice. You're never buddies with the other players. But
True.
as far as intentionally going to get somebody, no. You never. But when it's part of the game, you never know what happens.
Okay.